Peter Dinklage has never been one to shy away from voicing his opinions, but his recent criticism of the Game of Thrones finale, particularly regarding Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen, has reignited the flames of controversy surrounding the show's conclusion. Dinklage, who portrayed the beloved character Tyrion Lannister, expressed his deep dissatisfaction with how the final season unraveled, especially focusing on the character arcs of Jon and Daenerys. In an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, Dinklage didn't hold back, humorously suggesting that the writers seemed to have lost their way, and that they might have benefited from bringing in fresh talent towards the end of the show. His comments carried a tone of sharp sarcasm but were rooted in a genuine disappointment over the direction the series took. For Dinklage, Daenerys' sudden descent into madness felt rushed and unjustified, a far cry from the nuanced, morally complex character the audience had grown to love. He argued that the execution of her transformation lacked the depth and groundwork needed to make it believable, leaving fans and critics alike unsatisfied with the abruptness of her downfall. Equally troubling for Dinklage was the fate of Jon Snow. Once hailed as the true hero and moral compass of the series, Jon's character arc felt mishandled, ending on an ambiguous and unsatisfactory note. Dinklage pointed out that Jon's actions, particularly his killing of Daenerys, seemed disconnected from the intricate build-up of his character throughout the series. The decision to send him back to the Night's Watch, after everything he had endured, felt like a missed opportunity to give the character the resolution he deserved. As Kimmel shifted the conversation toward personal matters, the atmosphere became even more tense. Rumors had swirled about Dinklage's connection with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, and though reluctant at first, Dinklage finally opened up about his interactions with the couple. Initially, Dinklage and his wife had connected with Markle, and he expressed a willingness to support her efforts. However, he soon found her behavior troubling. Markle, according to Dinklage, was more concerned with controlling her image than fostering genuine connections, particularly in her relationship with Prince Harry. Dinklage's comments painted a picture of Markle as someone who, behind closed doors, was far more focused on maintaining an appearance of moral superiority than engaging in true philanthropy. He described witnessing her controlling nature firsthand, particularly in her relationship with Harry. The contrast between Markle's public advocacy and her private behavior, as described by Dinklage, was stark. Dinklage recounted awkward interactions where Markle seemed to mimic his own charitable efforts, almost as if she were competing with him rather than collaborating for a common cause. One particularly uncomfortable dinner stood out in Dinklage's memory. Markle's exaggerated responses to the conversation and her attempts to dominate the room left Dinklage feeling uneasy. Her insistence on being the center of attention, even in situations that called for more humility and grace, left a bitter taste. Dinklage went so far as to question the authenticity of her relationship with Prince Harry, hinting that their dynamic seemed more about managing public perception than a genuine bond between two people. By the end of the interview, Dinklage made it clear that despite his usual preference for keeping his personal life out of the public eye, he felt compelled to speak out. His first-hand experiences with Markle, particularly her behavior behind the scenes, had left him disillusioned. In his final remarks, Dinklage acknowledged that his revelations might stir controversy, but he stood by his observations, stating that certain behaviors simply could not go unchecked. The audience, as well as Kimmel, was left in stunned silence by Dinklage's candidness. The light-hearted tone of the interview had shifted into something far more serious, and it was clear that Dinklage's comments would reverberate far beyond the studio. With his sharp wit and fearless honesty, Dinklage had once again proven that he wasn't afraid to speak his mind, even if it meant stepping into highly sensitive territory.